something real quick. Maybe this will help for you to understand exactly what I'm talking about when I say instincts. Communication with the higher power, with our Father. This happens to most of us, and we have a lot of different names for it. Instincts, intuition, common sense. But this is basically when the right idea, when perfect instruction occurs to you. And this is an instinctual level of communication. And Christ said, ask from your heart, and surely it will be answered. And what happens when you ask from your heart is, first, things will, start to come to your attention. He usually shows me things that he's already shown me. He just reminds me in a specific order. So when I ask something, my sight might go to something. I might see something that stirs a thought in me. And then my attention comes to something else. First one thing, then another, and then maybe another, until the answer occurs to me. This way I receive the answer to the question as well as understanding. And understanding it is the important part, because this allows you to grow as a whole. This allows your perception to grow. So this is so very important to understand how this part of it works. But when you ask something, just be awake, pay attention, because he's going to start to bring your attention to things. First one thing, then another, and then another. Whatever it takes. Because he knows what you're ready for, and when you're ready for it. If you don't get the answer right then when you want it, give it a day or two. But just keep paying attention, because exactly when you need this information, exactly when it's going to be of the most benefit to you, he's going to give it to you. So as to help your understanding to grow exponentially, and to help you to come to a complete understanding. And no one can do this. This is the reason I can't tell you something. This is the reason why it has to come from the Spirit, because we have to learn on our own, and this is how we learn. This is part of the process. Ask and you shall receive. Ask questions. And when I say ask questions, I don't mean the big questions. I mean all questions. Father, where are my keys? I can't find my keys. I need to get out of here. I can't find my keys. That type thing, because there's one who's causing all things to happen. So if you can't find your keys, he's keeping you from being somewhere that you don't need to be right now. So relax. Say, Lord, help me find my keys. And exactly when you need to find them, you'll find them. And don't worry about it. Another thing that Christ said, so critical. If you can't change the smallest of things by worry or by being anxious, then how can you affect the big things? You can't. What's the point? Why worry? There's a freedom that comes with this. I mean, a fabulous freedom when you know that our Father is causing all these things to happen, and things don't happen to us. They happen for us. He's not working against us, or else we wouldn't be alive. He could wipe us out just like that. What's he, torture us? No. He's trying to show a hard-headed group of people something very simple. And no one wants to look at the chalkboard. But practice. The prophet Isaiah said that for the last generation of people, which this is the last generation of people, we're living in that time, he said that this would become command upon command, measuring line upon measuring line. And this is moment by moment. And we know that this moment is really all we have. And it's in this moment that God is trying to teach you right now. We're so caught up in what's going to happen tomorrow, or what happened yesterday, or what's going on Facebook, or Snapchat, or Instagram, or any of these things, that we can't figure out this very moment. And Christ told the Pharisees this. He said, you see clouds building in the west, and you know a storm is coming. You feel the south wind, and you know there's going to be a heat wave. You can see what's going to happen in a couple of days, but you can't discern this very moment. And this is what he was talking about. This is another secret teaching that he told the apostles about after everybody else was gone, or when no one else was around. And this is one of the things that he showed me as well. And he can show you too. It's very simple. All you have to do is learn to listen. And we all come equipped with this. We all have this opportunity. And he revealed it to us. So we know that he was who he said he was. He is who he said he is. And a lot of things that he said are very, very important. And this is how you'll know. He said, many will come in my name saying, here's the Christ, or there's the Christ, but don't believe him. The reason he said this is because instinctually you will know the truth. Instinctually as a species. Because this is about survival of a species as well. On an instinctual level, you will know when he is returning. And another thing about his return, everyone's expecting the sky to tear open and him to come riding out on this magical white horse. But behold, I come as a thief in the night. What part of that sounds like a thief? A thief doesn't kick the door open, because he's going to let everybody in the house know he's there. He's going to sneak in, and he's going to be there before you realize it. Well, that's exactly what he's done. He snuck in. Last night while you were sleeping, or the night before, actually 3 days after he was crucified, he was glorified. He promised us he'd never leave us. He's been here the whole time. He said that if we knew the Father, then we would know the Son, and vice versa. So they're the same. If our Father exists in spirit, how does Christ exist now? After he was crucified, his spirit was released. He said over and over again, soon I will be glorified by my Father. My spirit will be poured out on my congregation. Here it is. This is the spirit that we're talking about. 3 days after he was crucified, it was poured out, and no one knew a thing. No one was awake, except for a select few that brought this to us. Glory be to God. Through Jesus Christ. And it's so simple. Everything that you know is junk. It's all... People have good intentions, but people aren't good. And we know this because Christ told us this too. From the heart come wicked reasonings, jealousy, envy, strife, greed. And I know this is true because I don't make good decisions. I don't choose good things for myself. I can be honest with myself because I know this. Being dishonest with myself is not helping me. So I have to say, that didn't work, that didn't work, that didn't work, and I chose those things. But the things that he chooses for me are always perfect. So it makes sense to let him make choices for me, to be happy with what he brings to me, because he knows what I really need. The devil knows what I want, and that's the dangerous part. But thank God I have protection, and that's in Christ Jesus, not in anything else. So, but like I say, everything that Christ said is so important. Everything is levels of understanding, levels of information, things that will mean more and more and more to you as you go along. And everything he said was so simple yet so complex. And these are the things that they didn't understand, so they didn't tamper with them a lot. You know, when they were molding the Bible to the way they wanted it to fit their vision. That's what the Bible calls it. But like I say, I hope this helps. Again, I'll make another video if if it's God's will. He is risen. Glory be to God.